This podcast may contain views and opinions which are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any local agency, organization, union, employee, or company, including the podcast.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Off the Clock Shop Talk. Happy Friday, because this will be released on Friday.
Happy Friday.
We're pleased to announce another week of Not Me and George.
Yeah.
I know you guys suffer through those episodes, but we got to get some information out, and sometimes guests cancel on us.
It does happen. It does happen. Yeah.
But with no further ado, I'd like to bring on our guests for the week. Returning for the four-time champion OCST guest, Gary Brockett. And for the third time.
Second time.
Second time. Yeah, second time.
Oh, I thought it was the third. Alex Ramirez.
He's a little behind.
He's got to catch up. He's
going to have to do some solo shows. He's got to catch up to Gary. Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers,
We're off the
guys.
clock. Cheers. Welcome. Glad to have you guys on.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. Busy, huh?
Yep.
Never stops. Union life never stops. You know how that goes.
Yep.
But we are off the clock, so we're going to stop for a second. So, I mean, what's new? What's new in your world, man? What's going on? I heard you're doing a bunch of organizing and stuff.
Yeah, no, we got a little crew of organizers now, and, we all get together, and we're just out there trying to organize, get people.
Anything you guys have been working on or specifically?
Specifically, I'll be honest, it's hard. Organizing's hard, especially, we're doing it on our own time, I mean, weekends or sometimes before work, even after work. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to
What's
be out
the biggest
there.
hurdle?
It's just getting people to listen to you, initiating conversation. I've checked out a few places already on my own, and it's been pretty tough on my end.
I got a couple leads for you.
Oh, I'll take those.
We'll talk about those after
Yeah. But the few spots I've been checking out, I've been trying to work on it for the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
The biggest hurdle is getting people interested in it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys that work at these companies, initially they're getting pampered, and they're just nervous about the union, or they'll hear the stories. Oh, you're gonna pay like $15,000 a year in union dues, and just a bunch of bullshit.
$1,000.
Oh yeah.
Get involved with
and
Right.
a lot of these people, they just don't know what it is to be union.
Yeah.
They get clouded by management and. Oh, we're going to give you a pizza party or something, or like we'll give you stock in the company.
Right.
Pizza party meme. Yeah.
Don't join the union and get these garlic cheese nuts.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of these people, they get nervous, and especially if you're out there organizing, you're just some random guy that shows up out of nowhere before the start of their shift, and they get kind of shook or hit sideways. It's
Who
like,
is this dude?
Like, this dude's out here trying to steal catalytic converters or something, in the parking lot. Like, it's been rough for me, and I have been dedicating a lot of time to it on my own. I know Silver has. I know a lot of the people that are involved at the moment with the local, they're out there, And
Yeah. I mean, you guys have all been busy. I mean, we talked to Silver a couple weeks ago or a week ago, whenever, depending on when this comes out. We were just talking about how busy we see. It's all you guys. It's not just Silver. Silver is kind of, put himself out there. He's kind of like the face and kind of doing his thing, and he's busy as all hell, right? But it's not just him, and he kind of shout out you guys and just said, hey, we're all a big team. It's a bunch of stewards, some members, and we just got the union bug, You're putting in work.
Organizing, it's tough, and as soon as I got into it, I just fell into the black hole again, I'm just getting deeper into the hole, and it's pretty fun, but it's frustrating at times because, I mean, like I said, the biggest hurdle is getting people to talk to you, and then sometimes you get security coming out, or you don't want the managers to come out and burn you out or any of that. I mean, it's tough, and I can see why a lot of guys, a lot of BAs that I've spoken to, or, even Eric himself, Secretary Treasurer, they don't like to do the organizing because it's tough. I mean, it's time consuming. You got to sacrifice a lot, and it's tough. I mean, before the shift or after, You know, I work nights, so sometimes the guys I'm looking at right now, they get off around the same time as me, so it's kind of like trying to go over there and like
right after work,
try to mingle with people, you know, or you try to hit them up on their lunchtime. A lot of people don't like to be bothered on their lunch. It's tough. It's tough just to even get one number, you know, or one contact. You know, it's like why am I going to give some random dude my number, you know? But
or you give them better pizza than their boss.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll show up with like a taco truck or something, you know. But no, it's good, you know. And you know, we went to Vegas for the organizing gig that they were doing out there, and
how was that?
It was great. You know, we learned a lot. Like we sat in classes for most of the day. You know, it's pretty tough, but you know, I definitely gained a lot of knowledge out of it. It was great, and met a lot of people from other locals, and you know, just got an idea of how they roll, you know, and what they do. And
is it something you'd be interested in doing, or?
Well, I mean, I'm doing it now.
I mean,
yeah, so far.
But like full time, you know what I mean? Is it
full time? I mean, sheesh. That's rough. I mean, it's definitely crossed my mind quite a bit, you know, and doing it just on a volunteer basis.
Yeah,
it's already tough on a volunteer basis. I can only imagine if you're actually getting paid to do it. And
then you're like, I gotta perform.
And you know what's crazy is I talked to a few of the people out there, and I forget who it was. The turnover rate for organizers is insane. It's 90%.
I don't think
it's like a 90% turnover rate,
and it's a lot of work. Those guys, if you work for the IBT, I know those guys do like 10 4s.
Yeah,
so they'll do 10 days out, 4 days home, and they just take off again. Jeez. 10 4s. So I mean, when they work for the IBT, they're organizing places all over the country. You know what I mean? So they'll fly out wherever they're going. They stay there 10 days. Back home for 4.
Yeah, no, I've heard some stories like that. What was like one of them was that when you go to Chicago, you can't even when you're going down those like doing the house calls, you can't even wear Teamster stuff because it looks like you're cops and stuff. So it's like you gotta go in normal clothes to do.
Yeah, dude, it's sketchy, and you know that's kind of how I've been doing it. You know, I'll roll up to these places not wearing any Teamster, you know, merch or you know, I just don't want to. I mean, the second management sees me, they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at this clown with the, you know, trying to come in here."
But I bet that's even harder. Not wearing Teamster gear, you don't really have anything that identifies you. You're just some dude in random clothes.
Yeah, it is pretty tough. But you know, the thing is you
serial killer vibes.
Yeah, hey, I got some sign-up sheets in the back of my bag.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you got to go out there and literally you're camping these warehouses out or whatever it is you're trying to get. You're camping out there like a cop or something, you know. I mean, it's kind of guerrilla. It's guerrilla style. It's but it's fun. But as far as doing it full time, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's crossed my mind. Like I would definitely be interested in that. You know, I mean, it is tough and there is a lot of sacrifice to go with it. But I think I've sacrificed a lot already. So
you're like
I'm already.
There.
You're like I'm already. Man.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel anymore. So, I mean, where else am I going to go? You know, I mean, I'm already, you know, sucked into the black hole of union business. So, but I love it. It's not a bad thing. You know, I do love what I do. So,
well, tell them one of the stories, though. The one where you got rolled up on when you were just like, when you were just in your car.
Oh, story time? We love it. Well, let's have some story time with Gary.
Well, there's two of them. The one I wasn't involved with, but I think Manny and Silver were at a place and they got burned out by security, and like a bunch of guys came out and, you know, they're like, oh, like these guys are over here like being all sketchy, you know. Really? But they had like 5 or 6 guys hanging out in a car. I mean, it's kind of sketchy that way. But for me, it was I was checking a place out, and, you know, I was just sitting there just in my car like casually, you know, and you know, security guard came out, and it was nothing serious, but it was just like, hey, like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, my quick excuse was, oh, I just got off the freeway. I'm tired. I wanted to use my phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And basically just got burned out that way, but ended up coming back about 45 minutes later and started talking to a few people, and the same security guard saw me, and he was just, I don't know why, but he just didn't really question. He's like, oh, what's this guy doing, you know? But, you know, it's like I said, it's just tough, especially when you're dealing with the younger crowd. The younger crowds, I mean, they're the toughest ones. I mean, they're the ones that you know, like the
Get
ones
away from me, old man.
yeah, or like, you know, they're like,
Stranger
they're like,
danger.
What do
the
you know
early-
about life?
yeah, you know, like, not that it's bad, but they're, you know, they might still live at home or something, you know, and
Yeah.
they just don't really care about,
Yeah.
they're not thinking about the future,
benefits
like
or anything.
benefits.
It's hard with, believe it or not, with some of our members. I mean, we have members that
Same shit.
just don't understand, don't see the benefit in benefits. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
they're like, I don't go to the doctor anyways. Like, okay, but you might later. Or what if something happens?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go to the doctor.
You know?
You will at some point in your
That
life.
was, that was my selling point to one of the supervisors that ended up crossing from Teamster to supervisor management.
Uh-huh.
I was telling him, I'm like, man, like, cause they pay like what, like $2,000 a month over there at CVS, the management team.
Yeah, they pay something crazy.
Yeah.
Like, well, they have it all, and it's funny because they have it all posted up in the front.
So is that supposed to make you guys feel better? Like,
Oh,
well,
hell
they
no!
pay
I
that
see.
much.
I already see the premiums and stuff. I don't remember. I should take a picture of it. It's pretty funny, but they're outrageous. You know, I'm like, dude, I just pay $5 and I'm good. You know, or like $10
And that was-
copay, I'm good.
Yeah,
you know,
And that was my selling point to tell the guy, like, dude, don't cross over, man. Just say a Teamster, you know, like the benefits and all that. He's like, well, I don't even have the insurance anyways, so I'm not really losing out on much. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, going from
Bite the
what
company
do we
cheese.
pay, like $20 to paying $2,000 or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they don't know, and you know, just wait till that person has a kid or something. You know, you never know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. Life is
Yep.
life. Maybe you get into a car accident, something happens. You never know.
You don't realize how fucking hard it is.
Fucking dangerous, dude.
organizing, it's going good. You know, we want to grow the the local, and we want to get more people involved. In Orange County, there's a lot of potential. You know,
It's commendable. I
Yeah.
mean, just putting in that work, and because at the end of the day, you're not working for yourself, and that's really we've talked about it a bunch. But it's just like we take these jobs, and at the end of the day, you're really not doing much to benefit yourself. Like it's not a brag or anything. It's just, but when we came in, especially as UPS drivers, it's like you make a lot of money driving the truck, and we took pay cuts to come in here, and it gets tough, but it's for the greater good. It's a bigger picture. At the end of the day, I mean, that's my reward, right? That is your reward, just to better other people's lives. And when you organize a group one of these days, and you get to watch them all get a contract and get good benefits and be stoked with what's going on, that's the reward.
I think that's the bigger payoff. And hopefully I can get there one day. I mean, it's tough. Organizing's tough, man. And everyone that says it, I see it more now, and I'm just on a volunteer basis. So it's pretty crazy, and it's sometimes, there'll be days I'll take a day or two off of work just to go strictly do it. And you come back empty handed. It's like,
it's
tough,
like,
fuck, man. Like, I don't know if it's worth it, but it's like, for me, it's, I just want to keep pushing for it.
When you finally get that one, dude, I mean, you stay diligent and keep working. When you finally get that one, you're going to be like, you're going to come on the show for the probably 18th time. You'll be like, fuck yeah, dude, I fucking got him.
but yeah. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. Like I said, we got a good crew of people and that are pretty dedicated, and they're out there doing their own thing too, and they don't really want to share their contacts, and I get it, but that's how it should be, and until it gets to the point where we know it's going to get serious, then I think it'll probably be a pretty big group effort. But at the moment, we're kind of just out there fanning out and doing.
And I think, honestly,
checking our own spots
in my
out.
opinion, it needs to be all of our job. Even as BAs or as anybody that's a union member.
Yeah.
You really, what should happen is you shouldn't be like, cold calling or, cold visits where you're just like, oh, I'm just going to see what's up with these guys. But you get leads and, people around the union, they, will turn in names, and then you have a contact within in the workplace, and it just stuff snowballs, and they have a group of people. And I think it's really all of our job, what I mean, to grow the union. It really is.
It is.
I mean, I can only imagine how hard that was, because what was the last job I was at, the one where I was telling you guys last time where I was a supervisor, I was actually trying to organize them from within when I was there. But that company was fucking smart as shit about it. Well, I was telling Gary how smart as shit they were. So what it was is that it was a brake pad auto part warehouse. Okay. And we were making shit money, but we're looking around rotors, calipers, brake pads, all that shit. And we were getting tired of it, so I finally went. I forgot what local it was. I had asked James one time which one it was. It was right off of Peck Road over there on El Monte.
Okay.
So I went down there one day because I got frustrated. Like I was getting over it. It was like that time when I threatened them with leaving them to go to another job. So right before they gave me the pay raise, I was like, I kept seeing that Teamster logo right there, right off the 60. I'd pass there every fucking day, and so I finally just said, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna find out how to get us organized over there. So I went in, and I said, who do I talk to about organizing my my warehouse? They all dropped their shit, and they said, all right, come in here. So like,
Really?
yeah, fuck
Get the fuck in here now.
shit, like they didn't have to
want a
beer? So I went in, they gave me the whole rundown how it worked and stuff, and they're like, all right, the first thing we need is we need to know how many employees. And I believe at the time they were like 600 employees. It was like 5 buildings that they had or something like that. It was like 600-700, 2 shifts. So I went up to my supervisor and I told her, I was like, hey, told her what I was thinking and stuff, and she was fully behind it. She was like, fuck. She's like, fuck this place. Like, let's organize it. I'm like, you do understand? And I was like, 'cause after I talked to the Teamsters, I was like, you do understand that we can't be supervisors. We'd probably have to go probably go down.
Yeah.
And then she's like, fuck them, I'm down. And I was like, all right. So then so she went to the office. She did what she had to do. She brought me out a big ass fucking packet, everyone's fucking names and everything. So I went back
that's
down.
cool.
Yeah, I went back down to local, turned it in. 2 days later, they called me back and they said that, hey, you kind of failed to mention one thing. I was like, well, what's that? So that company, they were doing it through a temp agency. But the thing was
Shit.
it wasn't one of those temp agencies you go out to and then they send you to that job. Like, no, they had it inside the warehouse and you applied there.
Permanent.
Yeah.
Permanent temp.
Yeah, and what they did, yeah, was like
Basically, that's what it was.
Yeah.
A permanent temp.
Permanently temporary.
Yeah.
yeah, and the only people that were
UPS
company
is
was like
something. Same thing as permanent part time.
yeah.
Permanent part time.
So like for them, it was like for the company, which it was we only had out of like the 500-600 people, it was like maybe 50 that were actually company. The rest of the fucking company was all that temp agency. So they said that we'd get you guys, but the other guys would still be fucked. And we were just like, we kind of dropped it from there.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, dude, some of these companies are playing fucking hardball. Like, I mean, they like that was one good example where I was telling Gary, I'm like, that was
It's like,
fucking
well
smart
played,
shit.
sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
They knew.
Well, I mean, there has to be some sort of, and I'm sure you guys have discussed it, especially probably in that conference that you guys had for organizing, but there has to be some way to attack businesses like that, because that is the Amazon model, right? That is subcontractors.
Yep.
You know, that was a temp agency, but it's the same deal, same kind of model. They want separation from them and the employee, so they don't really have to take care of the employee. And if someone comes after that group, they let that group go, because that's kind of what happened, right, with the 396 guys.
Yeah,
They organized a group of Amazon drivers who technically work for Amazon but don't. They're permanently temporary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
permanently temporary. It's crazy. These companies are pretty savage when it comes to stuff like that, especially when they hear the word union. It's game on. They pay these union busters $2,000 a day to come in and feed you lies and be like, oh, the union's just trying to sell you something, or
It's outrageous the amount of money they put forward for that to bust the union.
Yeah, like $90 million a year in union dues. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. But
it's tough.
It's tough, and it's. I have mad respect for the people that do the organizing 100%, like full on.
Yeah.
Those guys are definitely built different. I mean, they're.
Skin,
Dude,
not worried about shit.
Yeah, they
handle rejection very well.
Yes, yes, and that's one thing. Hey, and that's one thing as an organizer, you got to be able to handle rejection or the occasional "fuck you" in your face, and I mean, there's going to be people like that, and it's just something you got to deal with. And I love it. It's tough, but we'll see where it goes.
I mean, in all honesty, you guys are just kind of really getting the ball rolling. I think once you guys get out there and you learn techniques, and everybody's different. I think even as a business agent, you kind of learn how to talk. You have to learn how to talk to like a bunch of different personalities and a bunch of different type of people, and you just kind of learn. So it's a process, but you learn to deal with people, and I hate to call them techniques, but like just in the way you talk to people, and how you are, and
you have to be personable, or you have to be able to talk with the people and try to relate. Relate to what their issues are and stuff. But I'll definitely take those leads later, though.
Oh yeah, for
I'm
sure.
definitely gonna need those.
I mean, I got one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say the company or anything, but I got one that's this. Savas knows her. She's an older lady, and she's like, "When are you guys gonna come and organize us?" I'm like,
Jeez.
Well, hey, I'm right here. I'll go right over there.
There you go. He'll be the guest next week again and tell you guys how
yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll come back next
Tell
week
us
and be like,
how
yeah,
it's
we already got
I
him.
got my
Tell you how
first
that
barn.
lead went.
I got my first barn.
Yeah. But no, it's cool. It's fun. I love it, and I'm glad that the local chose the people they chose, and I think it's a good group of people.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely see you guys out there active and busy, but in work. That's really what hard work pays off. Just a matter of time.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing it.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask what's going on with CVS. Anything new? How's that going?
I mean, it's been pretty smooth. We get a few hiccups here and there, but I think the stewards kind of beat down on management pretty well since we got our new contract, and they've been falling in line.
Nothing, no issues or anything really.
At least for me, I don't know about Alex. I know Alex, he's always getting picked on by the
always getting in
supervisor
trouble.
still, but he's always in trouble. But for me,
Crashing
I mean,
forklifts and stuff.
yeah, the equipment guys and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's pretty locked down. A lot of the managers, they like to hide out in their holes now. They don't even want to come out, and,
Really?
Yeah.
which is good. I mean, I think the stewards are starting to. I know management hates it when we say it, but we definitely run the show over at CVS on the floor, 100%.
I mean, I started getting that like a little bit of that from Gary, where I forgot what supervisor I ended up telling him. I'm like, oh, pretty soon, like, I mean, we won't need you guys. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I was like, yeah,
Hey,
dude, like,
we're just gonna have the stewards run the
gonna run
show.
the show.
That's how it should be, right?
don't need you.
Yeah,
Don't need
we
you.
don't need the
Stewards
supervisors.
are managing.
The supervisors, the supervisors need us. But no, I mean, CVS has been pretty solid. I mean, his department, I mean, he's got a lot more moving parts in there, but he's got a few little issues here and there that I'm pretty sure he'll touch on. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's been pretty good. James Lopez, our business agent. James
is legit. Shout out to
Dude.
James Lopez.
Shout out to
James
James.
Lopez. I mean, dude, he definitely locked it down, and then it's crazy because now you got management working with the union, at least on the CVS.
Yeah.
You got management working with the stewards, ripping up write-ups.
Like, just don't call James, please.
Hey, we don't even have to really call James.
I don't want to see his skinny ass in this office.
I've actually had that before. Like when I'm arguing with them, bringing up an issue and stuff. At one of the soups, we call him Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah, he looks like
Because he has if you see him, he looks like a hippie and stuff. So, but
Nice.
like he's literally sat there and stuff, and it's like the day before, or like our JLM or whatever, and I'm really grinding into him, like talking about some issues and stuff, and then he just goes like, "Are you gonna tell James about this?" I was like, dude, I was like, when you got that kind of fear, I'm like, that sucks. I'm like,
Yeah.
Just don't tell James, please.
Please don't
Yeah,
tell
I
James.
mean, and they actually they don't like grievances anymore. Like when we're walking in. Usually we
lose
try
enough
to
of 'em, they're
the
like-
street level stuff we're always handling on the floor most of the time, but sometimes even if it's street level stuff, they'll kind of put up a fight with it. So I just won't even bother. I just walk in there with the grievance in my hand, and the supervisor is just like, "All right, Gary, like hold on, like, well, what can we do to fix this?" And I'm like, "Well, you're gonna give me everything I
will
want."
I will tell you what we can do to fix
yeah.
this.
I mean, like the way James is trying to get us, like the stewards in there on the level would be, it's like that we're not just gonna file on everything. Where it's like when we're gonna file, like it's like we want to have management fear the fact that we're gonna fucking grievance something because they know we're gonna win. Because at one point, like early on when I first got into being a steward, like that I would get that sarcastic remark back from management, like, "Oh, let me guess, you're gonna grievances." And I was like, when I saw that, I was kind of like, shit, like they don't even take a grievance serious anymore. So I started going into it, and like James started putting it in my head. And I'm like, no. He's like, get all the facts, wrap them up in a box, and then you deliver a fucking grievance that's gonna shut them the fuck up. And I'm like, all right. So now it's like I don't even mention the word grievance, but I mean, like you gotta make them feel like they're winning. And sometimes that's what Gary tells me all the time. It's like you gotta let management feel like they're winning. You're doing them the
Hey,
favor.
don't give all my secrets away on dude. Oh man, I'm burned out.
We're
now.
on the web, bro.
bleep all that out.
No, but
cut like the last
but
5 minutes.
I mean, that's the truth, though. I mean, if you're out there just filing on everything, like it comes to the point where the grievance doesn't
Doesn't do anything. Doesn't hold up.
It doesn't hold, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, like Gary's out here just filing on a fucking piece of trash on the ground, you know.
And
like
it loses its luster if you want
yeah,
to
its
call
value,
it that,
you know.
Yeah,
and-
you're just like a grievance when not filed as much, and not that if you don't have the issues. If you have the issues, fucking hammer them with grievances for sure. But when you hammer them with like frivolous
petty
grievances, it just diminishes the whole process. You know what I mean? You're just like, fuck, dude. Okay, well, I'm getting a grievance for, like you said, a piece of trash on the floor. Like, you could just ask me to pick it up. I would have picked it up.
Yeah.
You know? Or for like, wearing my badge. You know what I mean? You just fucking.
Fuck that. Still union work though.
We'll take care of that. But I mean, but at the end of the day, like,
But I mean,
we'll take care
that's
of that.
definitely like,
And those
that's-
might be
yeah.
issues that you could bring, like you said, to the BA, and the BA makes a phone call, and hey, we're all wearing our badges. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, just something like that.
I mean, it's
Not that you shouldn't. Like, I could, if you have the issues, file the fucking grievances. Just don't, like I said, diminish that process and what that really.
Yeah,
is.
and I mean that's kind of how CVS was kind of falling into that hole where it was just, dude, they were just doing so many things, and it was to the point where it's like, dude, the stewards could fix it on the floor, but management just didn't want to play ball, so we're just continuously filing grievances.
And sometimes you got to do that.
And sometimes you got to do that. I get it, but it comes to a point where it's just so many that management's just like, whatever, dude. Like,
File another one.
file another one. We're gonna juice our timeline for 30 days anyway, or whatever.
And then if it's, especially if they're like repetitive, if you're continually filing on the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's something that we deal with as stewards and as business agents, where you'll get somebody that's like, it's the same issue, and they're like, I want to file on it again. And I'm like, wait, but we haven't gone through the process for your first grievance. So they're like, I'm going to file again next week.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
Okay, well, as soon as we, get through the process, and granted, the UPS grievance procedure is somewhat bogged down. It's tough.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of grievances.
Oh yeah.
I hear.
Well, UPS is a different story
Yeah.
though. I mean, for the warehouse guys at least, I mean, a lot of stuff can be fixed on the floor, and it that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And when we do file a grievance, it's always going to be like, oh, if I'm going to file this grievance, I'm going to win it every single time.
Yeah.
That's how it needs to be. Like, there's no like, oh, like he said, she said. It's like cold hard facts. Like, you owe this guy $10,000, whatever it is.
Whatever it
we're
may
gonna
be.
win. That's what the company doesn't like. But
They don't wanna
UPS,
lose.
UPS is a different story. I see
is. It's,
Sprinkle over there with like 60, 70 grievances within the week. So
Yeah. Definitely.
I can only imagine
He's
what your
killing
guys' offices look like with grievances.
Sawas?
He's just like, you already know.
Sorry, Sawas is off camera.
He's off camera.
Shout out to Sawas.
Shout out to Salvas. Also, fuck him.
Yeah. Fuck Sawas.
But
He's
He's
supporting.
here in spirit.
I need to get an off-camera mic. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be kinda cool.
But
Well-
to touch like on how he was saying, it's like how it's like you gotta like wrap everything up and like not just go everything on factual and stuff. Like I had the actual main night manager come out and see me on the floor, and because our biggest issue with him has been that every time we stewards we don't go to him every week or every other day or whatever, right? It's like only when it's like we absolutely can fix on the floor and we have to go to him, and if it can't get fixed through him, then yeah, that's where the grievance is. But
Yeah.
to get this dude on the fucking floor, like it's been like an issue. And so I sent out an email, and it was a pretty gnarly email. So like I tagged everyone on, because they don't like us emailing them from our personal email. So I sent them a long ass email, CC James, Gary, all the stewards. I CC'd everyone.
Yeah.
He came out on the floor like red hot, and I mean like I
Really? He was red hot?
He because everyone was asking me after, like, they're like, it was in front of one of the modules. Everyone's asking me on break, like, dude, what happened? Like, it looked like he was just yelling at you. You were just like, just chilling. I was like, well, yeah. I was like, I was telling them,
Send him an email.
No, it just no. Well, see, the thing is,
he
like,
doesn't like emails though.
yeah, no. So I take this like it's
doesn't
like
like
a
it in
natural
writing.
herb you can get over the counter. It's ashwagandha. It's like
Ashwagandha.
yeah, oh dude, no,
Yeah.
it's like natural Xanax. So it's like the first time I took it, it's like he came out red
Good
hot.
for anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he came out red hot, and I had just taken that pill like right before work, and I'm just like chilling, he comes in like, he's like, hey, he's like, did you really have to did you really have to send that email? I'm like, whoa, why are you yelling, man? Like, you gotta chill. Like, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, right.
Enhance your calm, bud.
Yeah, I mean,
Whoa, man. So, I mean, he was right there. He goes, and he's like, so how Gary, touching on what Gary said, it's like when you got all the facts and stuff, like he sat there and he goes like, when have I not came out to see you? I'm like, you want me to pull out my phone and tell you the dates? He goes, yeah. I was like, as soon as I pulled out my phone and I went to my notes, it said, like, leave that name out. I was like, the dates I've asked for
no,
him.
you can leave it in there.
So I had like 3-4
He's just a
dates right
manager.
there. And as soon as he looked at it, his eyes got wide and he just goes like, whoa, man. He's like, you remember what James said? He's like, we just got to start working together. So leave everything in the past.
I'm going to call James.
No, I'm
You're
looking-
not working with
no,
me.
And I was looking at
He's
him,
something else.
I'm like, no, I'm like, what do you mean leave everything in the past? He goes like, yeah, we got to move forward. I'm like, yo, this has only been like the last 2-3 weeks. So I'm like, well, James is talking about like 2-3 months ago. This is all in the same month.
Yeah.
And he's
James is talking old shit. We're current.
so shit like that. That's what like Gary's like talking about.
But
So-
yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, like I said, I mean, CVS is pretty much on a lockdown. You know,
That's
I
good,
mean, we
man.
got it. Everything's going smooth. You know, I know Albertsons has been having their issues here and there. I wish we could get those guys on board on the same level as CVS. I mean,
You
dude,
need to
it's
get those
just-
guys on the show.
Yeah,
Trying.
we need
I'm
Albertsons
telling
guys
you.
on the show.
Trying, yeah.
I mean, we had Silver, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Albertson's frozen. But, you know, he, at least from our conversation, he stuck to mostly frozen and you
Yeah.
know, the issues that they have there.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to get some guys on, maybe some drivers if you're out there.
Drivers
some,
would be cool.
You know, warehousemen.
Yeah.
We definitely want everybody on.
So you guys had seen the pictures on IG. Like you guys had Eric on yesterday. Little
Yeah, so
segment?
technically
Yeah.
we'll release that. We did a little special segment. So
And that will have been like 2 weeks ago.
So we had, yeah. So we're gonna release a special segment Monday. So if you know, it's gonna be a couple weeks ago, but we did a special segment for the strike vote in particular, strike authorization vote for UPS. So we're, you know, it's not going. It's definitely going as far as
Yeah.
contract negotiations, but
But
they
we're
need
coming
that little
down
bit
to
of
the
leverage.
wire. We need
are
that
coming down
leverage.
to the wire. You know?
Shit.
It is
Well,
what it is,
yeah.
man. Keep
Yeah.
pushing, keep chugging
Gotta
along,
keep pushing.
and if God forbid, if we have to withhold our labor, that's what we
So
do.
everyone
right?
start getting their online orders in now.
Yeah,
Where the
And that's
drivers
another
don't
thing.
show up to your door anymore, you know?
but that's another thing too. Is that, you know, I don't know that the government isn't going to get involved. I mean, when you really look
That's
at
what
it,
a lot of people. I keep hearing a lot of that.
we
that
do affect a big part of the economy.
huge.
I mean,
Yeah.
a huge part of the
No,
economy.
definitely.
So it's like it gets touchy, you know. So we'll see what happens, but we're here for a fight. We're ready to go.
I mean, that's like
Ready
the
to rock
same.
and roll.
That's like the same kind of like message we're sending out right now. I mean, I know I am throughout the modules and stuff. I know we're like a year and a half out before our contract's up. So the biggest thing I keep pushing is that we might be going on strike and stuff. And everyone's like getting comfortable. Like they're trying to say that we're not going to go on strike because like we have the leverage. But it's like, no, I mean, a lot of the stuff I just piggyback off of what Sean O'Brien said and what Eric says at the rallies and stuff. And it's basically it's our right now. I mean, we do have the leverage. I mean, how we went through COVID, no hazard pay. But they thanked us for being hazard. What is it?
Heroes.
Heroes.
Thank you, heroes.
Yeah, and then give us a barbecue
Oh,
that none of the stewards attend to, so
I mean,
and they
did-
get mad about that.
I mean, when inflation hit, like that's another thing I was telling them. When inflation hit, we asked them for the year 5 pay and told them like, hey, like, can you just bump us up to our 5th year pay just so like to cover the inflation?
Yeah.
CVS turned around and said, why would we even do that? And then we asked them too because our retention's not that great right now. So we asked them like, can we start the part timers off like
Bump
to
the starting rate.
the starting rate, to rival like In-N-Out and all and McDonald's, start them off like at 22, 23. CVS turned around and said, why would we do that? So it's like I'm trying to show the members right now.
CVS
like
makes a shit ton of money.
exactly.
do.
Because all
Yeah.
the pharmaceutical
And we're getting
stuff,
electric trucks right now too.
they
So.
make a shit
Oh yeah.
ton of money.
Shit.
They just tore up like the whole backside to put in these chargers.
The chargers, the docking stations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Yes, I mean that's the message I'm like trying to get.
That's why they
put
couldn't
it in
pay you.
everyone's head, like, just
Yeah,
get-
They're paying for their electric
It's
trucks.
gonna go from here to across the street, and then we got to charge again.
tow it back real fast.
Yeah, tow
They
bag
got a
will
CVS
recharge
right
it.
here, and then one 5 blocks up right there.
With a year and a half out, I mean, it's never too early to start getting the membership ready,
Yes.
and really, we always got to be ready. I mean,
Yeah.
you never know.
No, absolutely.
Every contract, you
The
should
labor
everyone should be
climate
ready.
is changing. We would talk
It
about it a
is.
lot. You see strikes everywhere now. You really do, all over the freaking news, all over. I mean,
and
everywhere.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, you know, companies, they pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
Just real briefly, when OCTA was on strike, I mean, I had supervisors walking up to me asking about that. And it's just kind of funny to me because it's like, oh, you're actually paying attention to that, huh? Because they get nervous. They want to see if Eric's going to, you know, flex his muscle, which, you know, he has.
Yeah.
And they're sizing it up. That's what they do. They size up the local, and they want to see how many people are, you know, getting involved. And that's, you know, something we could probably touch on later, but that the whole unity and all that stuff, I mean, that's where it should come together, is everybody getting together, because the more people that the management sees, the more they're going to be like, dude, these guys are going to walk out if they don't get $40 an hour.
And leverage. You use your leverage when you got it. And that's, you know, actually another thing we wanted to bring up, curious if, you know, your position on it, but we got the strike fund, right, for the local, for Local 952, if those of you guys that don't know. I know a lot of locals around the area, they have strike funds.
Yeah.
630, 848, you know, they already have established strike funds, and we don't, but it was proposed by a couple members.
Yep.
We went through the resolution and stuff with the stewards, you know, when you watch this a couple weekends back. But that being said, I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Like,
I agree with it 100%. I mean, I thought all local unions had a strike fund, like by default. You know, but
they probably should, right?
Shouldn't they? You know, I mean, but no, like, yeah, I agree with it 100%. You know, I mean, I think that's very important, and you know, it's almost like your car insurance; you're paying for it, but
it's really, you
know,
really
if you switch providers, you're not getting that money back. You know, I know that's a lot of the people that their concern is,
biggest
but
gripe, yeah,
their biggest gripe is with that. But you know, I think it's very important.
But it's not like that money is never going to get used, and it's going to be used for like future members who, if they have to go on strike, they're going to be striking and fighting for, you know, for those people who are retired, their benefits, their 401k, all that stuff. They're going to be fighting for all that.
Yeah. And the analogy of auto insurance is really like what it comes down to. Like, you hope you have to never use your auto insurance, because that means you got in an accident.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You got in an accident, something might have happened. Hopefully you didn't get hurt, whatever. But at the end of the day, you pay into this every month, but you hope you never have to use it.
Yeah.
You know, and as the strike fund grows and, you know, say it gets bigger and it's used by some members and maybe not others, the one thing that, you know, one of the other business agents, she's actually our political coordinator, one of the things she brought up was that you also get the benefit of the leverage, which you might not think about. But, you know, when we strike somebody, you know, we pull their financial records. We want to know how much money they have in the bank, all that stuff. So we size them up just like they size, just like you were saying, right? So we size them up, and they do the same with us. So they know, okay, well, they get, you know, 5 times their dues from the IBT. Now, if we could supplement that a little bit, now they're like, oh, shit, well, they're going to get another X amount of dollars from the local strike fund as well. And you're like, fuck, okay, well, they can probably hold out a lot longer. You know, they can maybe make that decision a lot quicker to say, well, fuck it, we'll go out and I'll have enough to pay my bills or whatever just to get by while we're on strike, and we'll get what we want, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's very important that we get that. I mean, I'm hoping it goes through, and I know a lot of people out there are hoping that it goes through, and it's something that is going to benefit us, you know? I mean, the easiest way to put it is if CVS goes on strike in 2025 and we have, like, say, 90 million sitting in a strike fund, the company's going to be like, man, these guys just don't even care. They're just going to go walk out and barbecue out on the strike line. They're going to, you know, wait for the scabs trying to come in and all that.
Probably have enough money for beers.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's very important. And to anyone watching, I think it definitely is a very important thing to have, and we need to have it forever. I mean, no questions asked.
I agree.
It needs to be there.
You know, and you know, being a UPSer, which I was and technically still am, you know, being a business agent, just from looking at it from that perspective, I mean, UPSers, barring part-time at the moment because they don't get paid a lot, but, you know, UPS drivers, feeder drivers make a lot of money, dude.
Get paid well.
Make a lot of money. You know, I mean, granted, it's not like we're not rich, but we're there in the middle class. We're comfortable as long as you don't live super above your means. I mean, for the most part, I was able to, you know, raise a family, And at the time, my wife didn't work for 8 years. You know what I mean? I was able to do that because I made, a decent wage. But to complain about $10 a month, that's like $250 a week. It's like, come on, this is not that much money.
I mean, $10 a month. I mean, I'll pay mine up front. I don't even care.
$2.50.
I'll pay it up front.
If $10 is gonna make or break you, I mean, shit.
just do the extra overtime.
Now, granted, I will say,
I mean, 15 minutes of overtime, you'll be all right.
The part-timers gripes, and we were all part-timers.
Yeah,
it's
different
myself,
for the part-time.
Fuck Savas. But George, myself, we were all part-timers, and I remember those weeks where you get, especially union dues week, where you're making like just breaking $100, and you're like, just worked a week for $100.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
But,
I get their pain though. I see
tough.
where they're coming from, but I mean, in the long run, it's going to benefit them, and it's going to benefit everyone under this local. And
I agree.
It's something that we just need there. Even if the money's just sitting there, because when it comes negotiation time, that's leverage on our end.
Yep.
I mean, if we're
going to look,
we're getting paid.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, you get the check from the IBT, check from the local.
Yeah.
Dude, you're still eating lobsters and steak dinners while you're on strike, with the barbecue.
Fuck yeah.
Hell
Where's
yeah,
that
dude! I'll
garlic
sit out
butter
there with the grill,
Gonna work. Shit.
just to show the company, like, hey, I'm comfortable. So whenever you guys want to work with us, then I'll return back to work. But until then, it's.
And I mean, honestly, even if it prevents a strike, mission
Oh
accomplished.
yeah, it prevents a strike.
Prevents a strike. We get what we want. We get a fair contract.
Even better.
So that's that, right?
There's worse ways to spend $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of it for business wise. But let's talk about being off the clock. What you guys been up to? Other than organizing, I don't want to hear about organizing again.
Oh yeah, no, we're good on that. We're good. No, I mean,
Oh, we just had our softball game earlier today.
well, yeah, most of our
yeah,
CVS
let's
guys,
talk about
we got our own little team that we put in. Well, the 952 tournaments, and then we do like the bigger ones, like the 630. They put on like every September, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do like maybe 2 or 3 a year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember, but we usually, we'll get together and we'll do those tournaments along with some of the Albertsons guys too.
Okay.
But
some of them came out of there. So
yeah. So, but yeah, we do like a Sunday league.
That's cool.
We just get a lot of the guys from CVS hanging out and just playing softball. It's pretty fun.
I had my debut today.
Oh, yeah.
Debut?
I don't want to sit here and like brag about it, but no, I sucked.
Oh, your softball debut?
I don't want to sit here and hype myself.
He struck out, like 5 or 6
like,
times.
bench him.
Bench the rookie. We're done with it.
It's not like we're playing hardball or anything.
Send him back to AAA.
Yeah.
We don't need him anymore.
Not even AAA. He can't even call it. He'd be like
Throw
Bush
him under
League
the
or
bus,
like
dude.
T-ball.
Send
like
back
low
to
A,
T-ball.
like low A.
Going to Little
division.
League.
No, but yeah, it's fun. We get together and it keeps us going. So in the next 952 tournament, we're gonna dominate and we're gonna take over
Here
Lambert.
We go. You hear that, Albertsons guys?
Yep,
I know you
Albertsons
guys
is going down.
And I'm
calling it out right here.
And I'm gonna warm that fucking bench.
Hey, we're
fucking
CVS
fun.
is gonna own Lambert,
Yeah.
Lambert Street.
That's right.
We're gonna take it.
I know you guys
over.
are so close. Sometimes
Yeah.
we forget about it. You guys are right down the street.
Well, last time
from
when they were doing the scrimmage,
the
I was
Brea
when
Albertsons.
we were in the group chat for the scrimmage for between CVS and Albertsons, I just put it out there. I'm like, why don't we call it the La Habra Bowl or the Lambert, championship or something? Who owns La Habra?
Lambert Championship.
Well, we all know CVS owns La Habra, so
Oh shit! Here we go.
I'm pretty sure Manny will like it if he's watching. He'll definitely.
Well,
probably get a text
so I mean
message
that
from
kind of
him.
ties into something else that we were discussing. You had kind of mentioned in the beginning, but like just the different events that are being held and like that stuff and how unity plays into the local and just kind of gets us together. Like I keep thinking of a word like congealed or whatever you want to call it. You just solidifies us and really helps in the long run because the relationships that you build, people here and, and there within the local, and then you guys come to the general membership meetings. And then, when someone's in trouble, say there's a strike or whatever, you guys are out there supporting. And it's a big part of being in a union,
It's kind of like the whole idea.
Yeah.
Concept
the
of,
whole
like, the
unity
brotherhood
concept, right? I mean, I think it was lacking for a long time, and that's just my opinion, whatever.
Yeah, not to throw the politics in there, but there's always going to be people that always vote the other side. But a lot of us, we're still friends with those people.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna turn my back on people that vote a different way or whatever, and
You're all fuck you, but I'll help you. Come on.
When it comes to politics season, okay, there's a little bit of jabs here and there, but it's to the point now where I get it, the politics exists, but we all have to get past that once it's over.
Yeah.
And even if you're voting for Trump or Biden, Obama, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. Like all my friends, they believe in different things. You know, a lot of people I work with, they vote a different way, and they're still there. You know, it's not like I'm throwing them out and hanging them up to dry.
At the end of the day, that shouldn't be the end of a relationship. You know,
it shouldn't.
Politics, my goodness.
Yeah.
The worst.
But, the unity, I think, is definitely something that's very important because like it also shows the company, like, hey, like these guys are having weekly meetings or like doing these events together, and they're all hanging out.
You guys are eating pizza.
Pizza and shit, playing softball.
It's definitely important.
I was gonna say I gotta give it out to like Silver. I mean, shout out to that guy, man. I mean, how he puts over those Teamster takeovers to find the best pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dirty excuse just to get together, drink some beer, and eat some pizza. But I mean, shit. When you take out the politics and we're just all there like bullshitting. I mean, I was just talking to him at the last membership, like. When me and him first got voted in as stewards, like the first barbecue me and him went to was some dude from Albertsons. I think his name is Ivan. Sorry if I got that wrong, but I know it was his house, but it was a bunch of Albertson dudes, and I didn't know nobody. Like Gary was busy, all the other guys were all busy and stuff. So James just told me, come out, meet these dudes from Albertsons. As soon as I got in there, I mean, they had the fucking game on. They sat me down, were giving me beer the whole entire time. I got me. Yeah, dude. I mean, and we're just barbecuing the entire time, and in those settings, like it's just so great, like the unity, how you guys are saying. It's like. The unity of just sitting there, like not even thinking about work, nothing about union stuff, organize, any of that shit. It's just like we're just there bullshitting and just hanging out. I mean, like, and we're from different barns. Yeah, exactly. And we're from different barns.
When you build those bonds, at the end of the day, that plays into the business side of things too. Mm-hmm. The company, like you said, the company sees like, oh fuck, these guys are hanging out every weekend. These guys will die for each other.
Yeah.
We're not going to get people to cross. We need,
Yeah.
Right. They're also going to be there to show them support. Like. The line's going to be bigger.
We need more of it,
more disruption.
I think with the current situation we're in now, it's the locals in a better place. So
I think so.
We need to get all these people together and just be like, hey, like, fuck all the politics, dude. Like, you just need to show up. If you got your gripes, show up, say something over the mic, I mean, it's very important that members get out and, do their part. At least even if it's just showing up for a meeting, just show up for the meeting.
That's huge.
And then you could jam out right when it's done. You don't have to hang out like most of us do, but we're always hanging out after. But there's a meeting after the meeting, but
meeting?
Yeah, the after meeting, but sure. It's definitely important, and I'd like to see more UPS guys come out.
Yeah, hey,
we're trying.
I'll echo that
because we got a lot of grocery.
I'll echo that and kind of throw that out to my members, and I know fuck Savas, but I know he feels the same, and so does Nick, and we want more involvement.
We're trying,
from UPSers, for sure.
Trying.
I mean, I know we're making the Albertson guys a little jealous. I mean, they've already been hitting us up.
I think
a
it's
lot
some
lately.
point
Seeing that CVS is taking over the local.
Yeah.
I mean, the CVS, what was it yesterday? Even just yesterday for the steward meeting yesterday.
Yeah.
One of the stewards from Albertsons came up. He goes, "You fucking CVS guys, man! It's just like you guys just roll fucking deep. Like
we're coming for that spot.
It's always like you guys in Albertsons. Who's fucking
Lambert? That's us
taking over Lambert.
Lambert Championship.
Go slap some CVS stickers over at Albertsons.
Oh shit! You're gonna start some fights.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be,
but fun fights.
Yeah,
my turf.
But.
So, I mean, shit, what's going on in the brewing world, dude?
Shit. I mean,
beers. What are you brewing?
Right now, I just I was showing George the meads I just did. It's honey wine.
Uh-huh.
Me and Josh got together and we came up with some gnarly ass stuff. I mean, I took the classes. It took a long time to get that one down because it was I got my old man got me a textbook, bought me the textbook. Then I had to take the class, trying to learn all that shit. That was like, I mean, I'm curious to see how it's gonna turn out. I mean, it's gonna be right now. I have a strawberry one that's ferment. I mean, in the secondary right now, and that one's already at 10%. And I have a blueberry one, and that one peaked at 8.5. But I just checked it yesterday, and it's still going up. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, all right.
I've heard it before. I mean, I know, I guess technically what it is, mead. But what's the difference between like a mead and a beer?
It's more like so beer you get in a nutshell. You get the grains and everything, and then you make it into an oatmeal. Then hold back the oats and all the grains, and you get the sugar water out of there, and you boil it, and that's what gets you your alcohol.
Yeah.
With mead, it's just you get warm water, you dissolve the honey, but there's like way more science to that because it's like if you heat the water too high, it'll destroy the honey. But and if you do it too low, the honey won't. It
won't fucking.
It's a fucking headache. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm super excited because like the strawberry one, we're gonna leave it alone. The blueberry one, we're gonna split it up into 1 because there are 3-gallon batches. So the blueberry one gallon's gonna be like normal. Then my old man just got me a 1-gallon oak barrel.
Oh,
So I'm gonna oak barrel one, and then the last one we're gonna do a psilocybin. Did I say that right? Psilocybin. Yeah, we're gonna throw some a tea in there, see how that goes, and pray to God if I drink 4 ounces, the walls aren't melting on me.
Oh shit! All right.
Be very careful with that one.
We can still organize them.
Yeah.
I'm doing the work. I'll do the work. We'll get them to.
I think we talked about this before, but like if you like own your own business and you're a union member, like you're still working at a union shop, and you're like. You put on one manager hat and you're like, fuck.
It should be
union.
like one of the, it should be a double.
You're like,
no, it should be a double hat
you.
so they can just swing it around.
I know. While I'm pouring in the grain, I just turn the hat back around. I'm like, my boss is a fucking dick, dude.
And then you switch it. No, I'm not. Fuck you.
Let me talk to the manager. Just go back to the mirror and just be like, what do you want?
People are just filing grievances on you. And
Filing
you're like,
grievances on
no. Then you're like,
myself
no, that was Bill. I'm Bob right now.
That's
No, I mean, I was hoping we'd bring up the brewery thing because I was like, when I was coming in, I was hoping we could do that whole little announcement thing for you guys, like the whole, like, can we say it?
I don't know if we were ready to do that. I'm ready.
No, it's up to you guys.
No. We're ready.
I'm ready.
So can you do the little like, ding, like
Yeah.
you know, big announcement? So, well, for everyone out there, so it's we're gonna do a beer for these guys for the show, and took a couple of talks and stuff what we want to do, but I think we narrowed it down right yesterday. We're gonna do a smash ale, single malt, single hop. It's gonna be a nice crisp IPA, but not too hoppy. But I'm gonna throw in a shit ton of fucking mango in that.
I'm so excited.
Sounds so good.
I mean, when you guys drink it, I want you guys to think it's just like mango nectar and just get you all fucked up or something, you know?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So maybe we'll have like a little live event or something. We'll have to do something. Think of something cool.
Do it live.
Let's get our brains together, guys. You guys out there in YouTube,
We gotta
Spotify
figure out a
world,
name for it.
get some
we need to think
get
of
some
a name.
ideas going. Maybe we'll do a live event or something. And obviously, you're probably not going to be able to taste the beer. We'll have regular beer for you guys.
We'll taste it for you.
But it'll be cool. We'll get to unveil it, and you know.
Well, I mean, I already got the slogan. What did we say? It's a Teamster beer brewed by Teamsters, drank by Teamsters.
Yeah,
there you go.
brewed by Teamsters, drank by Teamsters.
And then,
cool.
then
So
like
I'm
I think I told George
excited.
at the steward dinner, I was like, maybe we could do like a raffle for the beer. You know, give someone a 6-pack.
Yeah,
He goes
that
like,
would be cool.
No, he just goes, I don't think that's legal. I was like,
Is that not legal? I don't think you can do
know,
that.
to
Can
give
you?
away
I don't think you can.
I think. Well, I was looking into it because I was like,
the legalities on that. Jeff
Jeff.
Jeff Salberg, I know you're out there.
I have to get a legal opinion on that.
Yeah.
something. Maybe you guys could just raffle off the bottles. The beer will just be included in there.
We're just raffling off these bottles. These labels, they're really cool.
Yeah, and
Labels are
then,
cool.
then just pour it in after, after you win it.
Have you guys ever, like, for your brewery, have you guys ever made labels and like kind of branded yourself? Or
I mean, I like for like the longest time I was playing with a really good name. I was thinking like one thing that I thought was what makes like a Stone Brewery, Belching Beaver, like why are those like the top breweries? And like the one thing, I mean, aside from the fucking delicious beer, I mean, I thought what makes them stand out the most, and I like
Branding's a big deal.
yeah,
branding.
huge.
How they have a mascot. They have like the beaver. They have the gargoyle. So like one that I wanted to do for like the longest time was I wanted to do like a space kind of theme, like, and I wanted to get like a little nerdy with it, like like homage to like different like space movies or whatever, like one for Star Wars, but I wanted to be like so nerdy where it's like you don't know I'm doing it for them, but if you're nerdy enough you'll catch it. Like for Star Wars, I was thinking like we'll call an IPA like Gold Leader, red IPA,
nice.
Red Leader,
Nice.
stuff like
That's
that.
cool.
And
Like Unsung does that shit too with those weird like funky labels. I don't know if you've seen them.
yeah, and like the one I was thinking, I was like, I mean, we came up with the name, And then our mascot was I actually had it sketched out one time. It was pretty gnarly. It was like so it was gonna be all spacing, but our mascot was gonna be like an alien. And it's like our main one.
Okay.
Yeah, and the first sketch I came out with, but then everyone was like, "You're just promoting drinking and driving." So what it was like the spacecraft crash landed on Earth, but it's all blown up right there. But he's just like right there, all fucked up, drinking a beer. Or something.
Oh, dude, that would be a sweet label.
That's
I would probably.
What,
buy that.
what would your guys' label be?
Oh
We'll
man,
see.
I don't know.
Well, we gotta come up with the name. So we gotta start
we
with
come
that
up
one
with-
first.
yeah,
and
we gotta
then,
start
then I
with
can
the
come
name.
up with something pretty cool. Get the sketch artist to come out with it.
Put Sabas on there on
Yeah,
the label.
we'll get some. No, fuck Salas.
The hashtag FS beer.
We do need an artist though. We need somebody because I'm also looking into like revamping the logo.
Yeah, we've been discussing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So
don't
if
know.
anyone's listening,
Yeah,
that
if you
wants
guys
to
have
get involved
ideas,
and like
you're an artist, let us know.
Yeah.
We're looking for
Looking.
logos. So we're kind of
Yeah.
thinking about revamping a little bit with the logo.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are like doing great with this. The way you guys are
trying
like
to.
building this. Right
We're
here.
trying, man.
We're
We're
trying.
trying. We're
Yeah, it's like
definitely
it
trying.
seems like each time I see a new episode or a new video, you guys are just like adding something new. I'm just like, damn, these guys
little
each
by
week,
little,
yeah,
little by little.
little by
each
little.
week it's just more and more. I'm like, hell yeah! Like it looks like the backdrop right now looks fucking sick right now.
So if
this
you
is actually covering what's behind it. So
yeah,
eventually
we
we'll
did put
nail it.
what is that called? Sound paneling.
Yeah.
So there's sound paneling,
Oh,
but
okay.
we need to spruce it up a little bit.
yeah.
Shit.
This is work in progress.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So when's that whole voting gonna go down? It's supposed to be what, July 8th to the 14th or something like that.
July
Yeah.
8th. I
4
think it's gonna be
days. I think 4 days. So the
July
8th to the 12th.
8th through the 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have the this coming general membership. I don't know, when exactly this is going to come out, but we'll have the June 17th will be the reading of the resolution and some discussion. The following month, which would be July, the third Saturday in July, we'll have the debate, the discussion and debate, and then from there we vote it, right? I think that's the way it goes.
I'm curious to see what the debate's gonna be. I mean, who's in, like? I'm just curious to see what the argument's gonna be. I mean, I mean, there's gotta be.
The argument is like people are literally giving up their hard-earned money, regardless of how much it is.
Yeah.
It's still their money. We can't tell people how to spend
Feel
their money and
about
how to
their
feel
money.
about it.
Yeah.
So that's literally all it is, because they're not really thinking about like the long term, or if they happen to go, or if their particular barn goes on strike. Where's my collection of money, $120 a year built over, I don't know, the course of their whole career, 20, 30 years. And where's that going to go? If we never go on strike, I'm never going to get it back. And that's the biggest issue, right? For some people, they don't want to let that money go. But like we mentioned before, with the car insurance thing is like, you pay into that your entire life. You don't really have a choice.
You never get in an accident?
Right? At least here we have a choice, but it's like, if you never get in an accident your entire life, all that money's gone. That's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars gone.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we also have to think too. It's like it's a legacy fund. You know what I mean?
100%.
We put into it. We build it. If we use it, great. It's there. If we don't use it, it's there for the next generation of 952 Teamsters.
I mean, the only thing I would say to our CVS guys out there, I mean, if you guys are watching, I mean, I would say, I'm not gonna tell you guys how to vote, but I really hope this goes through, because I mean, like I've said, we do got the leverage right now for our negotiations, and if we went down that path, I mean, that we're gonna go strike, this would be a lot of help for us, and I mean, the companies gonna see it, you know what I mean? They're gonna see that we have the strike fund now, and if the ball wasn't in our fucking court yet, I mean, this is it. They're gonna see that, oh shit, like Eric's not. I mean, they already know Eric's not afraid to strike a fucking company, and I mean, and I know, I mean, and the fact is like there's a what's the word I'm looking for, like each one that he's done so far, I've noticed like 7 days that they're on strike for, and but they're more afraid of what Eric's gonna do next than not negotiate. So. Like I said, this is just another tactic that we have to go into negotiations, and it's going to work for us and stuff.
And that's one of the things we've talked about, like offline. Is like the strength of the Teamsters and really 952 and Eric and kind of the backing that we have, and then like juxtapose that to what Medieval Times is dealing with right now. And they have
they've been out for over 100 days.
That their union.
I think they're at like over 120 now.
It's tough for them. I feel bad for them, and it's a struggle. So if you guys can support them, we'll still we're still doing that, guys. We're supporting them. don't fucking go to Medieval Times.
Don't fucking go.
Go see the Pirates or
I actually
whoever.
know one person that went after I told him not to.
Did you really?
I do, and I'm not talking to him anymore. For a while.
You're like, fuck you.
For a while, because I told him, like, dude, don't fucking cross. I'm like, because that's disrespect, like, to them, it's disrespect to me, because I'm also a union member. It's like, dude, why would you cross that picket line when I asked you not to? I'm like, you literally could have walked 100 feet that way and went to Pirates. Yeah. You know, it's like.
What's his fucking issue with fucking seeing Medieval Times?
Stupid.
That's not even fucking the real night. Jake, the real Knights over there.
That's like
Jake the Real Knights.
B team over there performing right
Flying
now.
Scabs.
Yeah, the Flying Scabs.
Flying Scabs.
No, I mean, I got, what was it? My stepmom, she was going to go 2 weeks ago. But when she seen us posting the whole, the strike, the strike line and everything, she had asked me what was going on, and I broke it down for her. She's like, never mind, I'm selling the tickets, or I'm just going to get the tickets.
That's
She
awesome.
didn't cross either. She's like, I'm supporting you guys. I'm like,
That's
all right, cool,
great.
thank you.
I would ask for a fucking refund. Give me my money back. I didn't know you guys were on strike. Give my money back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty rough
workers
for
on
those guys
strike.
right now.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we sat here and we talked to Jake, and his worry is that they're trying to wait him out for the year and then try to decertify, and it's tough. It's a struggle. You got a bunch of people that aren't working, and they're spending their own money. And thank you guys for helping out there. I know we've had definitely some members, I'm sure, that have
We'll put their
put
GoFundMe
some,
here again, so you
some
can
money
help
into their
donate.
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And it's just they're scrimping by, but they're still out there fighting for what they deserve at the end of the day.
I mean,
it's commendable.
that literally should be all of them should be organized. That's a big labor job. And I mean, Jake talked about how intense it is, working with the horses, how physical it is. Like it's
gotta be
labor
fun,
job.
too.
It's definitely
That's
fun.
probably gotta be fun.
It's
I want a
definitely
sword fight.
fun.
Yeah, dude,
Cool.
that'd
If
be
you put me
cool.
in like chainmail and a helmet and shit, I'd be like,
It's definitely
all right,
fun,
fuck
but
yeah, do
that
it.
takes a physical toll on your body every single day, and they're
Oh, yeah.
performing multiple times a night.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'd
should
be out on
labor.
workers' comp
Falling off
after that, though.
horses. I mean, you see,
You're like,
I
"Ah,
mean,
my
I've been
knees."
when I was younger. I think the last time I went was maybe 6-7 months ago. I took my kids, and you see those guys fall off of horses and shit. And it's a dangerous job.
Yeah.
It's fucking dangerous.
They're also falling off of horses with chainmail and armor.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe they have some football pads or something under there. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it just kind of plays into all of it, man. That's why the unity is so important, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. That's just the truth. And if we have members that aren't on board, it's time to get on board.
I mean, I think the only argument I heard against the strike fund was, well, what's Eric going to do with the money if we don't go on strike? I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, he's going to
like,
spend it.
No. They didn't even say that.
Hey, watch out. They might believe that.
Oh, my gosh.
no.
If
They
you
might
guys
believe that.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
That was a joke.
No, it was
That's
a lot. It was a lot
wild.
funnier because he goes, "So what's Eric gonna do with the money if we don't go on strike?" Like, what do you mean? He's like, "We all know he's just gotta go pay off the mafia." I'm like, the fucking mafia.
The mafia.
Pay off the mafia.
No, that's all they kept saying is like Teamsters Mafia. Teamsters. I'm like, dude,
Oh
it's
my
like we're not
gosh,
tied in
we're
with the
watching
mob.
Too many movies.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Too
just
much
so
Irishman.
You guys out there in YouTube world know that is no longer existing. We are
That
so
hasn't been a thing for
under
fucking
the
50
government's
years.
eyeballs
Oh, this thing-
that it
until
is
you
not
walk
even
in-
funny.
No, until you walk into James's office, you see the Jimmy Hoffa Irishman. Shit
Oh yeah,
there.
James doesn't have it.
It plays that on
His
loop.
office?
It's on loop.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's his.
that's good.
That's his hype movie.
But I mean, at the end of the day, like I
That's
said,
all
the
it is, though.
government's really has tight control over the way we spend
Yeah.
money and everything, and it's not the
well, it's like the
old
way
days.
Well, it's like the way
Yeah.
John. It's like the way John said, John Green. Like he said straight up, like he's like, if I'm out here, and even if I say he's like perfect example would be like, say if I got some of the union dues and I put it into Bitcoin, he's like, even if I win, I'm going to fucking jail because I'm
That's not how the fund was intended to use.
Exactly.
We have all these laws in place now, for embezzlement and all this shit. Like he's not going to risk his life in prison to go make a couple bucks.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't see why anybody that guy was like that whole mob thing was just funnier and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's definitely
but I
funny.
mean, I don't see where they would think that they're just gonna go use the money. I mean, it's gonna sit there as an insurance, and I mean, like I said, like how you guys are saying, it's just gonna be, if it's not for us, it's for the next people.
Yeah, and then it's going to grow, so our fund gets bigger. That definitely is going to help. When we go,
And then
when
we're
we go on
battling
the strike.
inflation too. So
Yeah.
I mean, the fund, might be, say, let's just hypothetical. $2 million, you know, you wait 10 years and that $2 million
is not that much money.
$1 million.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
worth half the money.
So we want as much money in there as possible.
But like I said, I mean, that strike fund is definitely important. We are, as the local, just so we're all clear, and obviously we're not operating in our official capacity, but I know the local itself is recommending the strike fund, something that, like I said, members have proposed, seconded, and it wasn't the administration that, you know, was behind.
Yeah, and it's not like this is
together.
recent either. They've been proposing this for a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely something that they wanted in the local
definitely
for
been
a long
been
time.
in the works for a while now. So
we'll see what happens. But I mean, that vote, keep your eyes open for that. Definitely come to the general membership meetings. The next couple are going to be action packed, and you know, it's going to be good stuff.
Yeah, definitely going to be good next couple. Is there anything else you guys want to add? Maybe is there something you guys want to say to the members while you're on here about either the strike fund or just, you know, whatever's going, Unity, anything?
Anything you guys got for the CVS members?
just show up to the meetings, you know, and you know. If,
no, we don't need more of you guys.
Oh no, we want more. We're gonna take over that. We're gonna take over that Union Hall right there. We're gonna take it over.
Shit in the back.
I know, right?
It's gonna be so bad. We're gonna have people sitting up with Eric when he's giving his talk.
They're gonna have
you
to
know,
sit on the chairs outside.
you know, no, just show up to the meetings, and if you got any questions about the strike fund, and you know, if you oppose it or if you're for it, show up to the meeting.
Yeah,
vote on it. I mean, because at the end of the day, if you know it goes through, and there's going to be those people that are going to be like, "Oh my God!"
Oh,
it's
we're
like,
gonna
well,
have a lot of them.
The way it's imposed though is like they're not gonna, because it's 2/3 vote, right? So they're only gonna go 2/3 based on whoever voted. So if you didn't vote.
I mean, straight up. I mean, that
at the end of the day, that's
what it comes down to.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's basically it for the CVS guys. You know, just show up and take over the Union Hall, and you know, we want to.
UPS guys, you fucking better show up. Damn it.
We want to knock out Albertsons. I think we've been
behind.
doing pretty good. I think we've been doing pretty decent with beating Albertsons out at the membership meeting.
Oh shit! Here we go. Calling them out.
Oh man.
Well, shit,
we run Lambert.
Not just take over the Union Hall. I mean, for the CVS members, I'm like, let's fucking take over the fucking warehouse, take it and make it ours, even more than it is now. Even more than it is now.
Alex has his sights set on the fucking warehouse.
You know what? We want the shop stewards running the show. We don't need the supervisors. Shop stewards can run it.
Supervisors, you're not allowed out of your office. All right. Well, like every week, guys, we thank you for tuning in. We can talk for hours. I mean, we're trying not to make it too long form for you guys. I know you guys are busy out there. But thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe, smash that like button. George?
Leave in the comments. Let us know what you think, because we talk about Unity a lot. Tell us what you think about Unity. Tell us what you think about the strike fund, whether you're for it, against it, or if you have a different opinion, like maybe a different way for the strike fund to work, to administer the strike fund. Yeah. Also, you can contact us through email, ocst.000@gmail.com. Put whatever you want in there. Same thing. Maybe if you want to organize, you have some leads, put some stuff in there. We'll put you in contact with Gary or Silver, whoever.
Yeah, I'll take those leads.
He'll take them.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to talk after the meeting.
Yeah, we will talk. Follow us also on Instagram, ocst.952. We're working up. We're trying to get all of us to post on there, you know, fairly frequently.
Yeah,
so we're working on it, guys. We're working on it. We're busy. But, you know, thank you guys. Like I said, every week you guys tuning in. And, you know, thank you to the number one guest and a 2-time repeat guest. So we appreciate you, brother.
Go for the 3.
I need to get a shirt made.
Yeah.
I think I'm at that point now where I need to get a shirt or a pin.
Yeah.
You know, like a
number
pin.
one guest. Number
one guest
Number
pin.
one guest
Oh,
pin.
fuck yeah. That's
I like
sweet.
it.
We need to hit up
like
Eric
it.
on that one, see if he'll approve that.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Cheers.
See ya.